How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? My name is RuffledRowlit, and welcome back to a brand new video, guys. Now, quickly, I'm just gonna see if I can, focus. Okay, so it's not focused now. Let's see. Trying to get the focus right on this thing. There we go. Perfect. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a brand new video, guys. Today we're using the brand new camera. It's looking fresh AF right now. It's actually a really beautiful day, I'm gonna be honest. I was out for a run, I had a jog, I'm trying to lose weight, I'm eating good healthy food, no more Coca-Cola, literally just drinking water, got nothing left. That's about it. But either way, ladies and gentlemen, no more moths, by the way. No more moths. Welcome to a brand new video. We got a million things to cover. Actually, this is going to be a pretty hefty, long video. I know a lot of my last two videos have been pretty long. Yeet! I know the last few of my videos have been very long, and it's because there's so much stuff to cover. I've actually been having so much fun recently with the amount of information that's been coming through. I've been enjoying myself. I'm having a good time. It's just been great. I'm going to be honest. It's just been fantastic when it comes to information, and I thought today we'd cover some interesting stuff. There's actually a bunch of stuff, so I thought we'd go through it. So one of the first things we have here today, guys, is actually going to be this right here. It was posted by Mailloux saying that I wonder why they'll be closing the Nintendo store in New York just on April the 10th, which is very interesting because as I here that on Wednesday the April the 10th on hashtag Nintendo New York's second floor will be closing early at 6:15 p.m. which is interesting, right? They're closing it down, and it wouldn't make sense for them to close it down if they're going to do preparations for, people coming up there and kind of chilling, and like checking out the Nintendo Direct that is going to be most likely, hopefully, going to be coming on the 11th, which is what's being rumored right now, and I'm not sure if that's going to be real or not, but I mean, it was posted by Gaming Intel. They've been right in the past before, they've been correct, they know their shit, they know what they're doing, so I believe that if they're correct, then we might be getting some good shit our way, ladies and gentlemen, very soon. So, that's one of the first things here. I also want to hear your opinions. What do you guys think about this? What are your thoughts? What are your opinions? Do you think it's real? Do you think it's happening? All that sort of stuff. Just let us know in the comment section down below, because I honestly would love to go through this and kind of like talk with, to you guys about this and just go through the subject lines and all that. But yes, that was one of the first things I want to cover for today. The next thing, though, is going to be this right here. So this popped up. Now, this was actually covered already by somebody else. It was sent to me by, or this was on 4chan, but this was sent to me by Jember here. So thank you to Jember, saying I got deleted from 4chan, but I screenshot it for you. Enjoy. And it's basically a post right here, which I can't actually see anymore because it's actually, let me see if I can open the image itself. Here you go, here's the image, but the tweet itself is gone, essentially. It says here I can't perform that action, which means essentially it's been deleted. But yeah, so what this is some sort of rumor. Now, this rumor has actually been translated. It's a Chinese one, but I think the translation here might be incorrect, because actually Fake Slurpuff did a translation herself on this, which is slightly more, let's say, correct, because she actually knows Chinese, versus this guy who says that, I mean, he didn't translate this, but I'm not sure if, who translated them. But we'll read what he says here first, and then we'll read what Fake Slurpuff said, and then we'll, of course, read what was being said by PokeJungle. So it's going to be a little bit of a repetition of information here. So this guy says here, disclaimer, Chinese rumor. So I didn't translate it or anything, someone else did, just posting it here. Starters Final Evolution are pure grass, fire, water types, but can change through a new system called Spirit Armor into grass plus fairy, fire plus fighting, and water plus ghost. Now, Spirit Armor system works like adding some new additional effects, such as the burn or freeze status condition. Now, there are a lot of different armors to collect, and they don't occupy the item slot. They have their own. Special Spirit Armor can change forms of some Pokemon like the starters, Mewtwo and Meltan. The legendary Pokemon is a single one, the Logo Wolf, which we've seen before. We talked about the Wolf before. Cannot get into battles until you armor with it. The version exclusive item. The Sword Wolf is Dragon Steel, while the wait, didn't he just say? Wait, so what? The legendary Pokemon is a single one. The Logo Wolf cannot get into battle. Wait, what? So there's how is it a single one if there's two of them? This just contradicted itself. Okay, well, that's a little bit contradictory, isn't it? That's a little bit contradictory. That just goes against itself. Like, literally, that post right there goes against what it said itself, which is confusing. Alright, well, let's go back to, what Fake Slurpuff, or also Poke Serena said, which might delete this in a few hours, save it before I delete it. I doubt the rabbit is firefighting. I've heard other stuff that contradicts with this leak. Good to know. And, of course, shout out to Fades Killer here for wanting me to check this out and talk about it. So, here's the thing itself, and here's a translation. So basically what popped up was this on Recetera. There's a Chinese leak posted on Recetera that already has several versions of translation, but I disagree with the existing translation. My own translation as follows, and here's the, I guess the Chinese post. It's in Chinese, just so you guys know, and the information kicks off like this. 3 starters' final evolutions are pure fire, pure water, pure grass, but when combined with the new spirit armor, which we talked about a second ago, they become grass fairy, fire fighting, and water ghost. Just read that. New spirit armor system is like inspiriting a Pokemon's move. Each Pokemon can inspirit one move, having different armors can have different effects. The armor doesn't occupy the battle item slot, but will occupy a new armor slot. Some older items will have a new armor effect. So, see, this is what I mean. Like, the first translation there was a bit wrong, saying that it's more like a status effect type deal, whereas this one is a little bit different and says it's more like a, it's gonna amplify one of your moves and make it stronger, I guess, which would make a lot more sense. And I do wonder if it's gonna change the actual appearance of the Pokemon, because that isn't really brought up here, as you may notice. That isn't really even mentioned. Yeah, I'm not sure. Is it like it's gonna change? You gain an armor? Like, how does that look like? That's what my question is. And also, there's more stuff popping up. Apparently, there's been some sort of collaboration between I don't know, Niantic and some other company or something like that, which I'll probably check out in a second as well. But yeah, so it's a little bit strange, I will be honest. I'm not really sure how to put it, but that's that. So let's see what PokeJungle says about it. So shout out to PokeJungle. It's going to be linked down below as per usual to all these things, all these tweets, all these websites I check out. Going to be linked down below, so if you want to check them out on your own, everything's going to be down there. So of course they give the warning, which is, everything in the post is speculation. It should not be treated as official information. It is for fan discussion only. Please share it as such. And that's how it is. Now, there hasn't been much new revealed about Pokemon Sword and Shield following its initial announcement, which we all remember being the trailer and the Pokemon Direct back in February. But that hasn't stopped rampant speculation about the games on social media. A post on the Chinese networks has been circulating, which includes some very interesting things about what the games allegedly include. Special thanks to Simon and Jinx, which, Poke Serena there, or Jinx Club, for helping us translate these to English. So here is the actual full translation of everything. This is the perfect one. So the other two are a little bit, less info, but these ones are perfect, kind of summarizing everything. So let's go through this from the top. New Spirit Armor system introduced to the game, which lets you equip armor or equipment that you have found, which actually sounds amazing. That actually sounds cool, and it makes sense with the UK, because we've talked about armored evolutions and all that sort of stuff. So that could mean that the armored evolution rumor is real, but also this one could be real. So Spirit Armors adds different effects depending on the item and only can be attached to a Pokemon, one Pokemon at a time. But this is in addition to your regular held items. So basically, Spirit Armors, okay, they have different effects depending on the item, and only one can be attached to a Pokemon at a time. But it's in addition to your regular held items. That actually is going to be really cool. If this is real, this could be really, really cool, because this would be different from, because usually with Z moves and Mega Evolutions, a singular Pokemon gets a singular OP thing, right? Z moves, like some Pokemon have a singular OP Z moves, etc., etc. With this, you can mishmash. That's going to add that would add so much variety to the actual gameplay, right? Because you could be like, oh cool, I'm going to use Pikachu with this armor, and, this and this thing, and it's gonna make it, like, super powerful. Like, that actually would be really cool. That actually would be really freaking cool. I would love that. Now, some held items may be converted to Spirit Armor, or at least gain the ability to serve as it. Never Melt Ice is given as an example, which will give an extra 10% chance of freezing an opponent, which would be sick. Another example, Spirit Armor, was given as a fiery necklace that changes an attack's type to fire. That sounds sick, actually. That actually sounds, I don't know about y'all, but, I mean, that legit sounds sick. Like, that legitimately sounds amazing. Oh, I'm so torn about this now, man. This is so cool, dude. I actually really like the way this is suggesting things. This is actually really, really sick. So, that's actually really cool. Now, similar to Z moves, some Pokemon will have exclusive Spirit Armor. That would just not be fun, though, because if everybody can have, ability to, I don't know. Exclusive Spirit Armor that can only be equipped by them, such as Mewtwo and the starting Pokemon. Fair enough. Now, all three starter lines remain pure Grass, Fire, and Water type, but if equipped with their unique Spirit Armor, become Grass Fairy. I'm not sure if I'm feeling that one. Firefighting. Yeah, it seems like likely, but seems like a lot more things pulling away from that. And Water Ghost, respectively, which we heard Water Ghost before. Now, the games have a single wolf-like legendary Pokemon as their mascot, but the Spirit Armor it wields will determine its type and attacks. In Sword, it will be a Dragon Steel, and in Shield, it will be an Ice Steel. So now it makes more sense, right? There's a single wolf legendary, but its typing depends on the game you play. So it's literally, technically speaking then, I could say it's two different wolves. If they look slightly different, I think we can call them two different wolves. And also, one being Dragon Steel and the other one being Ice Steel, I mean, doesn't it seem weird that they wouldn't make the two of them at that point? I don't know, it's just a little bit weird. Now, players can connect with others who have the opposite version to unlock the other version of the wolf, I guess. Now, the wolf legendary cannot go into battle if it does not have any spirit armor equipped. Alright, there's definitely a connection to Kalos, with many characters reappearing, but you cannot travel there. Fair enough, phew. That's all it's taken out all at once, with Armored Mewtwo being featured in the upcoming merchandise, as well as also Pokemon Go, seemingly. There's a... this has been a persistent rumor surrounding Sword and Shield, but it would be an interesting way for it to appear in the games. So that actually sounds pretty reasonable. You know what I mean? Like, what do you guys feel about this? I mean, I'm actually curious about, like, your opinions on this as well, because this is one of those rumors that's a little bit, like, gets the whole community kind of going, rather than one of those, like, weird, you know, random ones that doesn't have as much impact. It's one of those that really gets me riled up and, like, ooh, you know, I want to know what this deal is, you know what I mean? It gets you really, really intrigued. So, I don't know, man. I'm really, like, curious as to if this is real or not. And I think this actually is a really good topic to bring up and talk about. So, yeah, definitely a cool subject, I'm gonna be honest. But, yeah, that was one of the things. So, we've already gone through this. And one of the next things I want to go through real quick here is that Sheely kind of brought this up. This was referring to something like this, which Piuk mentioned of a child being raised in the wild. And she thinks it could be the changelings and fairy babies, basically like them being raised in the wild, is what what Sheely thought it could be referring to, which I'm not really sure about, but I thought it'd be worth to bring it up because you guys may remember we talked about Piuk's rumor like earlier today, saying that there's going to be a kind of like a child that's been raised in the wild that's going to be taken to a big city, which could be referring to the fairy raised in the wild. Or a child being raised in the wild, aka a fairy being raised in the wild, being this specifically right here. So it could be anything, could be this story, I don't know, I'm going to link it down below if you want to look further into it. But yeah, that's that. So, one of the final things here, so this was sent to me by the Geek. The Geek basically brought this up when that leak mentioned and shown a city in the picture. It made me think of the futuristic city that was in the other rumor that showed up on the April the 1st. And you guys may remember this rumor, which could still be real, which brought up like something like I think right around, so it says post-game, past NPCs, gym stadiums function like gyms, etc, 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 and then bank announcement, one led into immersive game, multiple endings based on your path you forge. Postgame takes place in a futuristic city. There you go. So postgame takes place in a futuristic city, which he thinks could be referring, could be a reference to what Piuk said in his stuff, which possible, but not really, something I can 100% determine right now. So yeah, that is just about it though, ladies and gentlemen. I think we've gone through everything we were supposed to do in this video. There's really not much else I can say besides check out our shirt designs, which are linked down below as per usual. Check them out if you want to get yourself one. And also, again, ladies and gentlemen, thanks so much for watching the video. If you did enjoy the video, then drop a like down below, please. We really appreciate it. And also, let me know what you guys think about the quality. Do you like the improved quality on the camera? Do you like when the camera is on like this? Because I keep having to recharge it because I get it charged up. I forgot to turn it off. I'm gonna have to turn it off right now after this video. I forget to turn it off, and then literally I have to sit there like, shit, dude, shit. And then, like, it is what it is. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, thanks so much for watching. My name is RuffledRowlit. Have a great day, and bye-bye, ladies and gentlemen. Peace.